to Moca's Nola bells and bows. Where the love runs deep, the fam stay strong, and the bells, they always ring for us. We the bells and we hold it down, yeah. Real ones only, we don't mess around. All love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respect in the space. It's family, Moca got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. Just show a real and you already home. Pull up to the bells and bows like a Sunday seed. Got peace in the room and a vibe on beat. No drama, no mess, just minds that meet. Introduce yourself in the chat and the mods gon' greet. Real talk, we got brothers and sisters here. Ain't no fake love, every heart sincere. We've been through storms, but the skies stay clear. Loyalty live, that's the chant you hear. Woo! No chaos in the comment section. Just bells with a bond and a bold connection. Safe space, strong face, deep reflection. Mocha, don't fold, that's pure protection. If you ever felt unheard, misunderstood, pull up in the chat, we treat you good. Ain't gotta be loud, just gotta be true. Mocha got the light and we shine with you. Not a panel of pain, it's a platform of pride. Everybody got space and we don't divide. You loyal, you love, that's how we ride. Got a bell and a bow in the name, but a tribe world. From the mods to the lurkers and folks on rewatch. Every tap, every like, we feel it alive. Mocha ain't just a name, it's a vibe you caught. No la bell, no la boast, that's a family, not a thought. Bring it loud, we the bells and we hold it down. Yeah, we do. Real ones only, we don't mess around. Real talk, all love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respect in the space. It's family, Mocha got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. To show a real and you already home. Mocha said that to every bell in the space. Whether you typing, watching, or just vibing, you are this family. And over here, we don't fold, we ring. Ooh.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, guys. Welcome to another Sit Down on a Porch, where you all know we always have something to talk about. Always have something to talk about. And before I say anything and do anything and greet anybody, I highlighted a comment on the screen, and as I was logging in, I saw it and it caught my eyes, and it means everything. I mean, it means everything. Paula, thank you so very much. She says, God, please reveal where this beautiful angel is and reveal what happened to her to give the world closure. And we will be sure to give you the glory. In Jesus' name, thank you and amen. That's all we want. That's all we want. For the world to get the closure that it needs. And it's a shame, guys, that family sits there in the space that they're in, and they're quite all right with the world being in an uproar, not knowing what has happened to this baby. We don't know what happened to her. We don't know where she is, but they know. And I'm going to always say that. They know. Happy Wednesday, guys. Y'all saw the title and y'all saw the thumbnail. Who's controlling the narrative? Who's controlling the truth behind this case? Annette, the gatekeeper. She's given instructions. And all the minions are now silenced. All the minions are now silenced. We're not satisfied with that. We're not satisfied with that because as long as things were going on in that home, Nazaria going through the most, they made all type of noise. Now there's no noise. There's nothing random about this case at all. Nothing random. Every aspect of this case feels so controlled. So controlled. And they sit there and pretend they know nothing. They sit there and pretend they know nothing. But they're still moving, going through their everyday activities. And we're supposed to be okay with that. That's not how this shit goes. But they feel that that's how it goes. No, that's not how it goes. And we're going to forever speak her name, and every other child that's going through, we will speak their name, especially when the outcome is what we're looking at today. Annette, Shannon, and Marquita walks around here like nothing is missing from this world. And we're not okay with that. And believe me, it's not just about what supposedly happened to Nazaria, guys. It's about the people that surrounds Nazaria. The people that created this mess. And they're backing up out of it like it had nothing to do with them. So tonight we sit here and we're going to speak on those that's making sure, and I said making sure because she's working overtime, making sure the full truth never comes out. Because if she really wanted the truth to come out, and that's why she's labeled the gatekeeper. If Annette really wanted the truth to come out, how many of you all agree that she would have never in a million years signed that plea deal? If she really wanted the truth to come out, if Annette was really concerned about justice for Nazaria, Annette would have never signed that plea deal. That or accepted that plea deal. That tells the whole story right there. For 2 years, she showed no emotions. For 2 years, she didn't make no noise. And then when all of this was said and done and they wanted to wrap it up, she accepted a plea deal. And we wonder why. We wonder why. We wonder what is it that she's wanting to stay hidden? What is it that she's hiding? Because it's something. I see y'all coming up in here. Nola Bells, Nola Bells. Come on in here. Come on in here. Y'all already know what it is. The porch is wide open. Conversations wide open. Make sure you hit the like button for your girl. Share the live out. If you're new to the channel and you're hanging in the bushes, go on and subscribe to the channel. Come sit on the porch with us. Moderators, I see y'all working hard as ever. And I love y'all for it. Y'all protect the porch. And if I never say thank you, I can't say it enough. I appreciate what you do here on the porch. And for those of you who've not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead on and subscribe. You look good in green over here. This live stream and every live stream that we do, I want you all to know that this is my commentary. This is your commentary. These are our thoughts and our opinions. And we have a right to those. And we're going to talk about it. I see y'all in the chat doing what you do. Make sure you hype up the live. Double tap those emojis to the right like your life depends on it. At what point do we stop calling this situation with Annette, Marquita, Shannon? What point do we stop calling this confusion? Because it's no longer confusion. Simone, I see you, my love. Welcome. Sunshine, welcome to the chat, boo. I see you. Lady D, welcome, boo. My girl Tony, I see you, boo. Welcome, welcome. Hip hop, you watching the game? Welcome. Thank you for dropping in, boo. Welcome, guys. My girl PJ is up in here. Welcome, sis. Happy Wednesday to you, my love. Girl Rasheena's up in here. Happy Wednesday, sis. Look at my niece Star. Hey, boo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She's sitting on the porch with her wine. I'm covered. Welcome, sister. Welcome. Happy Wednesday to you. And Paula, once again, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much for those inspirational words. Cynthia Harmon, happy Wednesday, my love. Look at my girl, terrific. Terrific. What's going on, sister? Thank you so much for holding the chat down, boo. Cynthia Harmon, welcome. Hey, Greta, welcome, my love. Charlotte Stewart, happy Wednesday, baby. Welcome. Carla Russell, welcome. My girl Tanya's here. Welcome. Kim, I see you, boo. I see you. Thank you for always checking in. Enjoy your evening at work, my love. My girl Essie is here. Hey, boo. CM King, welcome, boo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Valerie, welcome, love. My girl is at bingo tonight. I hope you hit them big, sis. Big Mama, welcome. Kimberly Earls, I see you, baby. Hey, Trina, welcome, sis. Ariane, welcome, my love. Hey, Bernice, welcome, boo. Absolutely, absolutely, Cynthia. We need closure. We definitely need closure. Look at my girl Tammy. Hey, boo. Cornell, what's up, brother? What's up? What's up? What's up? Mary Spinks, welcome, boo. I see y'all coming in here. Hey, Levesque, welcome, baby. Happy Wednesday to you. My girl says about 100 people signed the petition today. So now we're at 406. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. And for those of you who've not yet signed the petition, the numbers are climbing. I encourage you all to take a moment and get that petition signed. And if you don't know where it is, go to my community wall, hit the community tab, and it's listed under I am covered in order to sign that petition. I appreciate Queen of Kings. I see you, boo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look a spicy up in here. Hey, baby, welcome, welcome. Big Mama says, look at Cocoa Butter. Hey, sister, welcome. Welcome. I miss you so much. Welcome. My beautiful sister Rock is here. Welcome, sis. Hey, Nookie. Welcome back, baby. Welcome back. If one of my mods can go on a community wall and see if you can copy paste the link and drop it in the chat, I would appreciate it. Venetia, welcome to the chat, my love. Big Mama says we care and love this baby more than those low lives. We're hurt deeply by the loss of Naziah and the pain they inflicted on these children. Amen. Amen. Carla Henry, welcome, love. Big Mama, it's a shame. Big Mama, we saw it in real time. Cecilia, welcome, baby. Welcome. We saw it in real time, Big Mama. How these people didn't show no emotions. That's number one. There was no urgency, no care nor concern. Again, like I said, several things stuck out with me when it came to Annette. Several things. And I'm going to always say, as a grandmother, as a caretaker, as a mother, how is it that your child, your grandchild, somebody you supposedly love as much as you want the world to believe, comes up missing, as you said? And in 2 years, you stood in front of the world 2 times. And in 2 times, there have been not 1 ounce of emotion. And I have to call it for what it is. Look at my girl, Wendy. Hey, boo. I have to call it for what it is. Because Annette, the both times you stood in front of America, both time was bullshit, ma'am. The very first time you stood in front of the world, you told us that somebody took Naziah. That's what you told us. And you pleaded with whomever you claimed took her to bring her back because they didn't understand what was going on in your home. And they were supposedly only going by what Naziah told them. And you wanted her back because they didn't know what was going on. That was your first appearance. No, Moca's lying. You had 3 appearances, man. Your second appearance was at the preliminary hearing. You lied. You committed 99 perjuries. You lied. In court, they're referencing Naziah as little Miss Naziah Harris. But for some reason, Annette, you made it a point to tell these people, well, they call her that. But me, I call her glamorous. Now, Annette, that strike 2 where you made yourself look like a nothing, a nobody. Because who in their right mind calls a child that age glamorous? Annette, just the word glamorous, right? You told a story, drag race, and I see you, my love. You told a story to the world. You let us know that you had this child living a life that wasn't the life of a child. April Webster, hey sister, I see you, baby. You had her doing the most because there's no way I could sit here and understand how do you get the word glamorous out of the name Naziah, right? That was appearance number 2. Appearance number 3. That was for Jarvis Butt's sentencing. You done sat on this for 2 years. And you set your raggedy ass there, and the only thing you could have said, right? 2 years and some change, and the only thing, Annette, you could have said in that sentencing was, since Naziah's been gone, I've been affected financially. Once again, no emotion. And once you said that, because in that moment, nothing about Naziah mattered. You talked about people following you, people talking about you on the internet, people watching your house, calling you. Girl, stop it. You said nothing about Naziah. And in that moment, you made sure that the minions stayed quiet because you didn't want them to trip up and say something they had no business saying. But at the end of the day, Annette, the question still remains, where's Naziah? Where is Naziah? Because you have to be a piss poor type of individual that houses all these children. Don't care about these children. And we know you don't care about them because, bitch, you prayed for them in one breath. And before you could exhale good, you were cursing them the fuck out. So you showed us that these children were no more than a paycheck for you. Hey, Vegeta, welcome, baby. Boo Banga, I see you, my love. These children were nothing more than a paycheck for you. So again, I ask, who's controlling the narrative? Who's making sure everything stays quiet in this situation? If you stayed quiet for 2 years, the finger points at you. You want to make sure nothing comes out that shouldn't come out. And Annette, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Because a grandmother, Miss Jackson, I see you, my love. A grandmother that wants the world to believe she's really that grandmother. Your hands are real dirty in a lot of things. And it is our wish It is our wish. Hey, Lori, welcome, baby. It is our wish that something is done with you. You are the gatekeeper. And this situation with Naziah, I'm hoping it reveals so many more children. Chandra, welcome, love. All the other children, all the other children get exposed. Those that have not yet returned while under your care. Cecilia says, wherever you go, whatever you do, there are two people you can't hide from: God and yourself. And that's a fact. Cecilia, that's a fact. But the thing is, she's done it for so long. She's done it for so long. She feels that every chance she's going to walk. She's going to walk. And all we want is justice for Messiah. Carla want to know, how do I feel? How do I feel about what Rain of Fire said? I don't feel. I'm going to be honest. I don't feel. And not because, people do what they do. Oh, gee, Bone, I see you, my love. Certain things I just don't, no. I just don't dibble and dab in. It has to sound right. It has to feel right to Mocha. And that's all I could say on that. That's all I'm going to ever say on that. The one thing I do know, that this is the worst case. This is the worst situation I've ever in my life heard of. Lady Libra said she settled for the plea deal to save Shannon. Absolutely. Not only to save Shannon, but to save herself as well. Because I do believe some things were said in that plea deal. I do believe prior to the plea deal, I believe that Jarvis Butt said some things. I believe Jarvis Butts revealed some things that they never thought would come to the forefront. Things that Annette had to own up to, answer to. Because think about it. Annette and Shannon both were sitting there facing a slew of charges. And those charges were not, hey, Patricia, welcome, baby. Welcome to the chat. And those charges were not little bitty charges. Annette herself was looking at charges that could have put her old ass away for a long time. She would have learned in that moment what it felt like to live without a wig, or the spin mop, should we say. So Annette saved herself. And then with Shannon and all the charges that she was facing, Oh, yeah. She and Shannon sit up there and painted it pretty. Absolutely. Because along with the child endangerment and the fact that Shannon allowed all of this to go on willingly, Shannon still had to answer for those two children. And that's what I'm not understanding. How is it that Detroit, plea deal or no plea deal, how are they letting it slide? Because those children belong to somebody. And at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, you mean to tell me Detroit is not interested in finding these birth mothers for these children? I don't get it. I don't get it. We know that right now this is straight control. Annette, you got up there speaking and you said nothing 3 times. Here we got Shannon being present, Lil Marcus being present, Annette being present, but y'all ain't telling nothing. And this whole situation is being handled. The truth is being handled with knit gloves here. And that's why I say it's controlled by the gatekeeper. Because here it is, y'all get quiet. Y'all make a whole lot of noise and say nothing. But yet, nobody knows other than you all. Where's Naziah? And Annette, I have a question. Because at the end of the day, in all of this, somebody, somehow benefited from all of this. All of this, somebody benefited from it. And who holds the key? What did you benefit from this, Annette? I want to know. Absolutely, Star. She didn't want to own up that she fed those babies. Her and Shannon fed those babies to that monster. She lied about it. He's never been in my home. But yet the videos are there. He's never come there unless Shannon, Naziah never went out to his truck unless Shannon was there. What? Ladies, stop it. Just stop it. Just the lies, the lies. Absolutely, I'm covered. My girl said it was protection. How long do you protect that? How long? How long do you live your life? Queen B, I see you, my love. Welcome, boo. Detroit, now I'm speaking to you. How is it, Detroit, that Annette, Shannon, Marquita, how is it that they walk Detroit untouched? How is it that they walk Detroit going to casinos and grocery stores untouched. How is that? How is that possible? Ariane said, my question is, where the hell is King? He needs to pop out too. Ariane, everybody don't want the heat. Again, like I said, everybody played a part. Everybody played a part. Cocoa Butter said, we love this chat. Cocoa Butter, girl, you know I love you, sis. I love you. I miss y'all on that side of town. I don't understand. I don't understand, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful that you could sit there, right? Knowing all what this child has been through, because bitch, you lived it. You put her through it. You groomed her for it. And you sitting there like you don't know nothing. Peaches, thank you for supporting the channel, my love. Big Mama said, I've never seen or heard anything like this. It's happening all across this country. Absolutely, Big Mama, it is. Every time you turn on the TV, it's another story. I don't understand people. I don't. We need to speak up for these children in suspected abusive situations and don't stop until they're helped. Big Mama, that's it and that's all. That's it and that's all, Big Mama. All we could do, and if I was able to be out there in the field, I would. But all I have right now is my voice and my God. And that's what I got. And that's what I'm going to use. Because it's a shame for children to be raised by so-called caring people and don't even shed a tear, let none raise their voices for them. And Annette didn't do that. Cornell said all the bitch do is lie, lie, lie. So she lying like she laid on that wig. It's sad. Tony says, Naziah, justice for Naziah. Kenyatta Marie, I see you, sis. Justice for Naziah and the other victims. Kim Worthless, get on your freaking job because those babies have been through a lot. Because of you, Annette Shannon and Lil Marcus. That part, Tony. Because nobody could make me believe that Kim Worthless don't see what's going on. And it's not that she don't see, Tony. I think the situation with her is she understood the assignment. And like we always said, everybody had a role to play. Everybody had a role to play. Venetia said, how the hell a nigga go name Naziah that? But don't have no nickname for those two donkeys. Girl, do you see those donkeys? What the hell could you call them? Ain't shit fit for them donkeys. All they know how to do, them donkeys, E and or. That's their new fucking names, E and or. All all those donkeys are fit for is laying in the dark on their backs and just letting anybody fill them up with babies. That makes them feel special. That makes them feel special. Annette don't deserve the title of mother nor grandmother. She definitely don't. She definitely don't. She failed her daughter, not Ian or. She failed Lady. The very same way Annette failed Lady, she turned right around years later and failed Lady's daughter. And if you ask Moca, if you ask Moca, that was intentional. That was deliberate. Right? Because ain't no man ever, no man, not even a known PDF wanted to lay down with Ian Orr. Nobody wanted to lay down with Ian Orr. All they were good for was playing doctor and nurse at the instructions of Annette in that home. Playing with themselves and playing with their brothers and their little cousins. That's as far as that went with them. And Annette walking the streets of Detroit looking like the hunchback of Notre Dame with a beanie on her top of her wig. Eyeglasses hanging off of her nose and they're only holding on by that big ugly ass mole. Bitch, you took the liberty to sick your men on Nazaya's mama like she was a dog. How long did you think that would go? How long did you think, Annette, that would continue? And the very same way you did it to Nazaya's mama, God ain't finished with you, Annette, because that pattern didn't stop with Lady. You did the same damn thing with Nazaya. And when I call you the gatekeeper, that's exactly what I mean. Because let's talk about it, Annette. Do you all think Lady would be in the situation she's in right now, in the condition she's in right now, if Annette was such a loving mother, a loving grandmother, a loving aunt, a loving matriarch, a loving friend, whatever the fuck they want to call her? Would Lady be in the space that she's in right now? Dayona, welcome, boo. And thank you so much for the cash app, mama. Shrell, welcome to the chat, boo. Lady is in the space that she's in right now. And I don't think, because when we look at pictures of Lady, beautiful, beautiful, Nazaya is the spitting image of her mother. And that's where the jealousy came in at. Lady didn't choose this life. Lady did not choose this life. Annette pushed her into this life. I've never See, you can't always speak on things that you never experienced. You can't always say how a person would think or feel if you've never walked in their shoes. I don't know what it feels like to battle that type of trauma. I don't know what it feels like to battle that type of trauma on top of addictions. I had to pray on it and think about it long and hard. I know what I would do as a mother, a sober mother, a loving mother, if my child was in the position of Messiah. But it's wrong in me to sit up here and say what ladies should do. It's wrong in me to say ladies should do X, Y, Z, because we don't know her mental state. We don't know what type of trauma. All we know is Annette had her men lay with her daughter. We don't know what lady is dealing with right now. It could be a whole lot of guilt. She could be blaming herself. She could be blaming herself for what happened to Naziah. She could be sitting there in her addictions saying, what if? And she got every right to question the what ifs. What if I had fixed myself? What if I had straightened my life up many years ago? What if I had never allowed my children to go back to that bitch? What if I was no longer out here doing the shit that I'm doing? See, there's a lot of what ifs on top of her trauma. And I got to flip the script and not just speak on what Mocha thinks, say, or feel. I got to look at it from her perspective. Because Mocha quick to say, something like that would have happened to my child, I'd have sobered up right the fuck fast. But I've never been in those shoes. I've never been in those shoes. And you know what? What really made me sit back and think about lady in that aspect is when the lady, the elderly lady that came forth and says she allows lady to go take a bath. She allows lady to eat at her home. She allows lady to just lay down and rest her mind whenever she's tired. That lady said she takes care of lady. She said everything that happened with this case from the beginning up until the very end, Annette would not include lady in nothing. So hold up, Annette, bring your raggedy ass here because I have a problem. If lady wasn't good enough, bitch, if lady was not good enough for you to inform her on the ins and outs of what was happening with this case when your ugly ass knew, why was it okay for you to go and find lady in her addiction? Why was it okay for you to go find lady knowing that she was going through it? You went find her the very day you decided to go to the school and report Naziah as a runaway. You went find her to go to that school. When Annette, you know and I know, bitch, you did not need lady to go with you to that school because you were Naziah's legal guardian. So let's talk about how, in your mind, Annette, bitch, you ain't no mastermind, because people out here see straight through you. You took lady to that school because you had a purpose. And your purpose was to set her the fuck up. Let's talk about it. Y'all wanted to pin some shit on lady, and y'all didn't know how it was going to work out. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil, right? Because being that you legally adopted Naziah, you didn't need lady for nothing. So you took her there so you could have had an alibi to say you went to the school. Shannon lived her big funky ass in the house with you. Why you didn't take Shannon? Because she was quick to come out here and say Tudor didn't bring her fast ass home. So why you didn't take Shannon with you to report Naziah as a runaway? It gets better. So much, bitch, you were afraid of what could have really happened. Not only did you take your daughter in her addictions and her trauma, not only did you take her to the school to report her daughter as a runaway, but then you set her up and you gave her a cell phone. You gave her Naziah's phone. So tell me, Annette, why were you trying to set lady up? Because that cell phone would have definitely pinged back at your house. And you had just sat on the stand doing the preliminary and told these people you have no connections with lady. So had that phone ping back at your house, Annette. Are you telling us that you did not want to have to answer? You did not want to have to answer for those messages that was found in Naziah's phone. So let me just give the phone to her mama, since she's all in her addiction. And we'll say these text messages happened during the course of the times that Naziah stayed with her mama. But yet y'all already said Naziah had no relationship with her mama. So bitch, y'all was lying all across the goddamn board. So then the lady went on to say, see bitch, all y'all lies coming back to haunt y'all. The lady went on to say, 2 years, y'all wouldn't tell lady a damn thing about what was going on. All right? Now it's time for sentencing. The lady said that lady had been wanting to go to the courts. The lady said lady had been wanting to go sit in, find out what was going on with her child. But I got a live stream coming for this one, bitch. Annette, what's the reason? What's the real reason you didn't want lady involved? What's the real reason you didn't want lady around Annette? And I believe you didn't want lady around, bitch, because lady was going to blow it out the water. See, everybody that claims to be an addict, I mean, they're an addict in selective moments. She may be out there getting high, doing the most, doing the absolute most. She may be high as a kite, looking a goddamn mess. But let me tell you something. She didn't forget that she birthed 2 fucking children, you evil bitch. And that's what your ragged ass is afraid of. I believe lady would have exposed more than we know. Lady would have bust this shit wide open. And y'all know what? Jarvis Butts. Oh, Jarvis Butts wrong. I will never say that he's not wrong. Jarvis Butts would have not been the prime fucking suspect. How many of you all agree? And if you disagree, please let me know, because I love a good sit down and talk it out. Let's talk about it. How many of you all believe if lady had her way, if they wouldn't have kept her in the dark, if lady could have got to the right people and told her story, how many of you all believe that Jarvis Butts would have not been the prime suspect? If you believe Jarvis Butts would have not been the prime suspect had lady spoke, hey, light this chat up. Light it up. And if you believe, because I ain't asking y'all to agree and believe with what I believe in, but if y'all think it still the ball fell on Jarvis Butts, put a 2 in the chat. Lady knows some things. Lady definitely knows some things. And that's why they've kept her hidden. That's why they put all these bad things on her name. That's why they talk about her the way they talk about her. I don't believe lady's a piss poor mama. I don't believe she's a bad mama. Even through her addiction, I believe lady was there for her children. I don't give a damn what she had to steal to make sure they had gifts. She gave it to them. Shannon, you lied. Lady didn't steal your bike, bitch. You needed to put it on somebody. And who's better? Y'all claim she had sticky fingers. I would have stole every goddamn thing you had too, Annette. Looking at my children in your care, bitch, looking the way you had them looking. The gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is keeping secrets. The gatekeeper is keeping secrets. And I pray that something comes over lady and lady tells her story, because it's not over. It's not over. And that's why these people is keeping lady in the space that she's in. Hey, my girl Roz, welcome, boo. Lady could tell a whole story. Lady could tell y'all about the evangelists. Lady could tell y'all how Florentino was sold to the evangelists. Lady could tell y'all about that. Lady could tell y'all about the church. Lady could tell y'all about Eric Gamble. Lady could tell us all about every man that ran through that house. And let me tell you, if lady ever gets in the space to tell her damn story, people, and possibly some of the same people that worked this fucking case to send Jarvis Butts, so say, up the river, these people's names will come out. And she's going to tell her story. Do y'all know how many years? Do y'all know how long lady has been walking around here with this shit on her chest and hanging on her shoulders? And let me say this. Roxy, you seem to be the one to know where lady is at all times. Every time something happens, whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong, Roxy, you another one. You threw lady under the bus many times. For what? For what? When you didn't even really know her. And you're wrong for that. Because I'm going to tell you this. If you really cared about lady, don't come out here, bitch, talking about, ooh, she's too far gone. Why now do you put that on her, that she's too far gone? Because before, with you, oh, she's good with her hands. She'll build, ain't nobody worried about her being able to build a motherfucking house when her child is missing. But you wanted to confuse her mind more than she was already fucked up. And I noticed that about you. You went found her when you wanted to be seen with that Dollar Tree ass balloon release. And then they tell me that you made fun of her after the fact, during the fact. But you raised GoFundMe money in her daughter's name. And if you really cared about her, just like you want people to believe in you and believe in what you're saying, if you really gave a shit about lady, you could have found her some help. You could have taken her to a place of recovery. I don't give a fuck if you had to take her to church. That's the first step. But y'all wasn't worried. Y'all weren't worried about getting her the help that she needed so she could be a sober mom, so she could be the mom that advocates for her children. But all you motherfuckers kept doing was, all y'all kept doing was taking instructions from the gatekeeper. Even today, the bullshit you're doing, Roxy, that's instructions from the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is written all over that shit. You were a distraction. And it's a shame because they say you a mother. I can't tell. You claim that's your relatives. I can't tell. Y'all are some piss poor people. Really piss poor people. Lady been needing help for years. And all you hoes can come out here and do is make a mockery out of it? When does that make sense? When does it make sense? The gatekeeper knows where Naziah is. And I'm going to just rewind for a minute because Moca's all over the place right now. I'm going to rewind for a minute. Because if the gatekeeper was really innocent in all of this shit and stood on business and had a care or concern for her granddaughter, anybody, please make me understand why haven't Kim Worthless brought her ass out here and made just a little announcement? All the bitch said was, we're satisfied with this truthful statement that Jarvis Butts gave us. That's what she said. Trisha says if Lady told a story, she would shine light on all that demonic activity that went on in that household over the years. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I pray somebody grabs a hold of Lady, wrap their arms around her, and get her into the recovery that she needs. Not for her. Not for her. Because she may want it and she may not want it. But wrap your arms around Lady and take her in the right direction so she could get the help that she needs for Naziah. So she could get the help that she needs for Bari. Because you left these children in a goddamn wasp nest. You left these children with some piss poor ass women. This is a horrible situation. And the neighbors, the gatekeeper neighbors don't get a pass either. Because the gatekeeper neighbors, I don't give a damn. They saw something. They heard something. They too knew something. And you mean to tell me everybody's scared of this motherfucker where nobody want to step up to the plate and say nothing? What is it about Annette? If DPD is protected Annette, goddammit, there's somebody that's a step above DPD. And if Annette, the gatekeeper, would have been shut down long time ago, a lot of these children could have been saved. You got to call it for what the fuck it is. And it's things like this that make you angry. It's things like this that makes your heart bleed in the middle of the night. Because who would have ever thought in this day and age that children would have to suffer like this? Who would have ever thought that children would have to go through this at the hands of their own grandmother? Whew. Ron said, that's right. That's part of the inventory process of recovery. You gotta tell your story. Absolutely. You gotta release it. You gotta release it. Ron says she's gonna share a story from the gut. That's what we need, Roz. She's gonna have to puke. You know how they go on them, you know how they go through detox? Lady's gonna have to detox from the inside. Love Jones, hey baby, welcome. GG, I see you. Lady's gonna have to detox. And it's gonna have to come from the gut. Absolutely, Roz. They better look out when she does. They better look out because I see it happening. I absolutely see it happening. Look at Kamisha all up in here. Hey, Kamisha, welcome, boo. Kamisha says, Moca, speak, girl, speak. She would have buzzed this wide open and would have took it back to her trauma. And Annette, I'm hoping she comes forward on your evil ass. Absolutely. Absolutely. And y'all, think about it. Think about it. That's exactly why they're keeping Lady in the dark. That's exactly why they don't want her to share the spotlight. That's exactly why they're keeping her away from knowing. If Lady don't hear that shit on the news, or if somebody don't tell her, Lady don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So at this moment, in this very moment, chat, again, I can't ask none of y'all to agree with what I got going on. But if you see what I see, and if you have just an ounce of compassion in your heart throw some prayer hands all through this chat for Lady, that she get herself together and she come to a point to where she's going to be that missing voice for her baby girl, because Lady got a story to tell. Lady could be the very one that let them know where her baby girl is. Because believe me, even through her addictions, Lady heard something. Lady, hey, Big Buck, welcome, my love. Welcome. PJ says, Shannon, why would Lady steal your bike when she was giving your money hungry mother money and your mammy was getting money from the state? Dumb, that part. Told you Shannon needed an excuse. She had to blame some fucking body. What better person to blame than Lady? Y'all follow the pattern and pay attention. Every fucking body that everybody that Annette and Shannon ever blamed for anything, they blamed them in their weakness. Jarvis had a fucking sickness. He, like little children, blame his ass. Lady, full of trauma, fighting her addiction, she's broken, blame her ass. Y'all see how they prey on the weak? They blame everybody who they felt the world would never believe. There's no more excuses for a Shannon, a Annette, and a Marquita. All you bitches need to take a ride. And if the prosecution accepted Jarvis Butt saying that Naziah was in that goddamn river, take them big bitches and put them in the river and tell them motherfuckers don't come up until they come up with her. How about that? How about that? This is insane. Tiffany said Roxy definitely threw Lady under the bus. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. There's still hope for Lady. And I see it. Because at the end of the day, who just accepts somebody saying, oh, we threw her in Rouge River? And Annette, you signed off on that bullshit, bitch. So if you convinced that she's in the river, walk your ass in that river, Annette, with that floating ass wig, and take them two ugly ass girls with you, bitch. And y'all go get her. How about that? And don't you bring your ugly asses up until you come back with her. Feed that bullshit to somebody else, because Moca ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. And there's a lot of people in here that's not buying the story that's been told. We all gotta make this shit make sense. What grandmother in her right fucking mind is gonna sign off on something? Oh, he says she's in the river. Well, bitch, why did you let all of this shit go down without making sure they went in that motherfucker to get her? Because you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem, Annette, because you just wanted this shit to go away, bitch. But it ain't gone away. How about that? It ain't gone away. Ron says, yep, recovery is not just abstinence from the substance. It's recovery of the mind and the spirit. And that's what they don't want. Absolutely. Hey, Tina, welcome, boo. Callie said, I fell out the bushes, and hopefully them bitches can't swim. I'm sick of these people And y'all, every day I get madder and madder and madder. Every day I get mad because there's no way this shit should be where it is, the way it is. There's no fucking way. No way. Let's talk about it, Spicy. Let's fucking talk about it. Spicy says, I don't believe. Wait a minute. Let me wet my throat. Let me wet my throat. Spicy says, I don't believe Jarvis deleted Naziah. Let's talk about it, Spicy, because I don't either. Spicy says, I truly believe Shannon did it in the presence of her mom. Fucking bald head Billy Goats. I truly believe Shannon did it in the presence of her mom and that twin baboon. And they made him get rid of a body because they had that over his head. Spicy, you're on to something. You're absolutely on to something, Spicy. And I've been saying from day one, Jarvis was the fall guy. Absolutely drag racing. God damn it, Roxy, if you want to be relevant in that aspect. Go grab your fucking cousin and lead her to somewhere where she could save herself. It takes a village and everything. But this family is so goddamn toxic. One can't help the goddamn other because y'all all full of fucking trauma. So maybe it's best that lady is out there with strangers. Hopefully the lady that's allowing her to eat, bathe, and sleep. Hopefully that lady, because the lady did what she could for lady. She wanted to bring lady to the sentencing. That lady said my car was a piece of shit. It was a putt-putt, damn it. The bitch didn't work. But I took that putt-putt and I put that putt-putt on the road so I could bring lady to the sentencing. But unfortunately, the putt-putt didn't make it. But the lady cared. She tried. That raggedy family didn't do a goddamn thing. Mariah, welcome, baby. Valerie said, I never heard of people like this in my life. Valerie, me either. Me either. Carla Henry, when I tell you this shit is horrible, this shit is horrible. Sunshine says, Roxy with a group of mouth ass, god damn, not a group of mouth. With a group of mouth ass was the distraction to keep lady away with feeding her them $10 here and $10 there. Absolutely. I've always said it. $10. That's all it took was $10. Because y'all gonna make me understand how the hell is it Annette gives the phone to lady after she used lady as an alibi to go report Naziah as a runaway. She gives lady Naziah's cell phone. Lady playing on, off with the phone. Tell me how Roxy ends up with the phone. How'd she end up with the phone? Because ain't nobody gave it to her. Absolutely, Patricia. I pray to God, lady, accept that help too. I pray to God. I pray she gets that help. Tiffany said, yes, indeed. Them neighbors saw something, heard something, but not saying something makes them just as guilty. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to keep praying for lady. We're going to pray for her. Laurie said lady gets high to forget the abuse, but she will get straight one day. Laurie, we're going to pray. Laurie, we're going to pray that day comes when lady gets straight. And I hope it's sooner than later. Love Jones said Mocha is snatching Annette's wig tonight. Let me tell you about that wig. I want Love Jones. We need that wig in Rouge River. How about that? That's where that wig needs to be. Let's see if that bitch got a flotation device on it, Annette. You love your glamorous that much? You show the world how much you love glamorous and walk your ass in Rouge River with that wig and see if you want to survive in it. The fuck? Cecilia said, where is Nazaya's body? It should have been nothing without that. Cecilia, 2 years, 2 months, 3 months now, and some days. No sign of Nazaya. Not a foot, not a shoe, not a hair, not nothing. Pay attention. Pay attention. Big Buck says, lady is devastated. I could only imagine. Big Buck, I could only imagine. Big Buck said, lady is devastated. Everyone dislikes her. She's broken in darkness by herself. Lady, I was in a hospital. Call, I'm home now. Jeez, Jesus. She's going through it. But do that Big Buck, do that family care? Do that family really care? Spicy says, because they had him thinking. They had him thinking her was going to get off for the redrum charge due not to have enough evidence. At the last minute, they probably told him that Shannon and Annette was going to testify. Listen, Jarvis stood on business, right? When they first offered the plea, he told him kiss his ass. Hell no. Jarvis stood back there with that little piece of pen and that paper making stick figures. He told him no. And I kept saying, Jarvis playing chess, not checkers. I kept saying I wouldn't accept no fucking plea deal either if I know I ain't did nothing. And I thought that's what he was doing. So the next thing you hear, we taking it to trial. Okay. I wasn't convinced when they said we was taking it to trial either. Because there was never a jury selection. Show you how they played this shit out the whole time. There was never a jury selection. Think about that. This shit, I don't believe nothing that's happening in real time with this case right now. I don't believe none of this shit. Because if this case was as serious as y'all say it is, why was there never a jury selection? Y'all offered a plea deal with no expiration date on it. Since when this shit happens? Y'all let Jarvis determine the conditions of a plea. And y'all want me to believe that everything that's coming out in the open right now is believable? I think the fuck not. This shit was all scripted from the very goddamn beginning. All of it. And everybody had a role to play. Charlotte Stewart said, you never know, Mocha. Someone may let her listen to your channel, and that could help her as well. Charlotte Stewart, I pray to God so. I pray to God so. Charlotte Stewart, because lady could be saved. And if not for herself, she could do it for her children. She could do it for her children. Because right now, where the hell is the evangelist? Because the evangelist got some shit that could be said, because the evangelist knows some shit as well. They didn't put evangelist out there as an outcast. Evangelist says he knows how to communicate with her. I don't give a damn how heavy his tongue is. Lady needs help. Annette, you ain't shit. Ron says, and if she goes to a good recovery process for the first 30, 60, 90 days, there's no contact with the family, but she already ain't got no contact with the motherfuckers. Typically, the family is the root of the problem. That family can keep an addict sick, absolutely. And Roxy was the connection. Because lady wasn't fucking with Shannon and Annette and Marquita stank ass. So who they sent? They sent the rooster. The rooster was going back and forth making connection. Keeping this girl deep in her addictions. Man, fuck all of that. Gigi says, I pray this is what helps lady get clean. At least some good can come out of this horrible story. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lady has a powerful testimony if they allow her. And all she needs is God to intervene. She needs God to step in and use her. She may have made mistakes along the way, realizing that she failed her children when she made that decision to send them to Annette's home. And I don't believe it was her that made the decision for them to go to Annette's home. That was her addiction. It was too much for her to bear. She never gave thought in that moment as to what she went through with Annette. She was too busy wanting to get the next hit. That's all that mattered to her. Everybody ain't a bad person. They make bad choices, yes. But do that make them bad people? Hell no. Because if you look at her pictures, you look at the smile on her face, you look at what it used to be, she ain't them. And they can't stand it. They can't stand it. Who Jesus? Look at Marty. Hey, boo. She said she been babysitting. Girl, this is crazy to me. This is fucking crazy. Big Buck said, lady always had a happy look of love, saying her baby was safe. She's with Shannon. Really? Really? Big Buck, if you're still in the chat, Big Buck, how well do you know lady? What's your connection to lady? I'm curious to know that. Because, just looking at what you type in here, it's almost like you had a one-on-one with her. I'm just curious to know. I'm just curious to know. Miss Jackson said nobody is stopping Lady from telling her story. Vari either, but Miss Jackson, the addiction, the addiction. She's not in her right frame of mind. You got to understand, we are not addicts, so we can't think how an addict thinks. We can't feel what an addict feels. You know what I'm saying? I know it bothers us all. It pissed me off in the beginning because I was screaming, where the fuck Lady at? Why Lady ain't saying nothing for her children? But Mocha had to sit her ass down. Mocha had to humble herself and play the script all over again and realize this girl is sick. I don't mind correcting my shit when I'm wrong. I got compassion. And I had to realize that Lady has an illness. That illness, on top of all this confusion surrounding her children, not just one, both of them, that's been neglected over and over and over again at the hands of the same fucking woman. This lady is hurting on the inside, and y'all know what? Think about it. She ran away at the age of 13. She's in her 40s right now. Y'all know how many years of trauma, years of pain this girl is carrying around and she never told nobody? That gotta be some shit. Spicy said the Rouge River isn't even that deep. Look at this shit right here. Look at this. And Spicy, this is like the third or fourth time I heard that. The Rouge River ain't even that deep. Her body would have surfaced by now. I heard that about 3 or 4 times already. So they could stop with this bullshit. Callie, girl, I appreciate you. She said, man, I've been a subscriber for about 2 months. I just be in the bushes. Girl, I'm glad you dropped down. Look at Love Jones. Love Jones says, there's been no hotel footage. Love Jones, when I tell you everybody had a role to play, Love Jones, everybody had a role to play. Because my thing is, why even mention a hotel and you can't provide footage? Everybody is connected, Love Jones, in some way or another. Love Jones says no hotel footage, no body. Shitty plea deal, 30 days wasted, not to look for a child, going to bed when a missing teen is not home that never ran away. Everything about this story is wrong, the fuck wrong, the fuck wrong. Love Jones, I'm with you when you're right. And Annette knows everything that you just spoke, Love Jones. Annette knows you just told the truth. Why is it that nobody else see it? Thank God for discernment. Just because they put it out there don't mean I have to buy it. It gotta make sense for it to make sense. And the sad part about the So Say hotel footage, right? So what, Jarvis was a roach? Him and Nazaya, what they were roaches? The Roach Motel. They check in, but they don't check out. Because they supposedly had footage of them going in. But no footage of nobody coming out. That sounds like a damn Roach Motel. You could check in. I'm thinking about the commercial. You could check in, but you can't check out. Make this shit make sense. Please, somebody. The lies. The fucking lies. Annette, you gonna pay for this one, sister. It ain't over. Spicy said, me too, Mocha. I get so mad. I have to stay away from social media after this case. Spicy. It grabs you sometimes. And it makes you just sit back. You have to go in your prayer closet. You gotta pray, because let me tell you, I've never seen nothing like it. And for all these bitches that runs into my comments after I do these lives, Mocha, why you keep talking about Nazai? Why don't you advocate for children in your area? Bitch, you don't know nothing about me. And if you despise Mocha that fucking much, stay out of my shit. Because every negative comment that comes there wondering what I got going on, you're going to have to keep making fake pages, because you're going to keep getting erased. If you don't like Mocha, the shit that Mocha says over here, you have options. You have options, baby. Don't fucking watch me. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Because are you on a campaign of going to everybody goddamn chat asking them the same thing you asked me? So clearly, y'all got Mocha living in your head rent free. Y'all got Mocha bothering y'all when I don't even know y'all exist. Let that shit go, please. And y'all should be grateful that anybody is speaking on behalf of these children. Y'all should accept every voice that's out there that's speaking on behalf of Naziah and every other Naziah that's out there. You people are fucking weird. Patricia said, I think Jarvis was only part of the cleanup crew. He didn't do it. He didn't. I don't believe he did. Natasha says, Kim and the Worthless Crew. Stiff Wig, Jarvis, Born In Baby Bop. The worst storyline of slow bus lies I've ever seen. Natasha, you better call it. You better call it. You hear me? This shit ain't even good for Tubi. Love Jones, hey, I calls it out, but Mocha loud and wrong. I calls it out, Love Jones, Mocha lying. Mocha, man, fuck y'all. How about that? How about that? Love Jones says, Roxy, what the hell you and your cousin talking about? The night she was missing, you was laughing with Shannon. Now you care? Absolutely. 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 That's sickening. Simone, Jarvis said he took that child home. That was what he said. He said he took her home. And I believe it. And like I said, and what makes me believe Jarvis took her home? And we can't make this shit up, right? Because why would Lil Marcus' boyfriend come out here, right? And put some truth to what Jarvis said. Because if Jarvis didn't take her home, listen, if Jarvis had not taken Naziah home that night, how is it that Marquita's boyfriend come out here and say some serious shit was going on at Annette's house and it got out of hand and they made a phone call to Marquita to come right away? They had to jump Naziah. Naziah was whipping Shannon ass and she probably swung on Annette too and they couldn't handle her. Big Buck says, thank you, Mocha. You're the first person saying kind words to Lady. Everybody else trying to destroy her. That family don't care. They don't know how to care. They only love Jarvis. Wow. Wow. Big Buck, and I have to be honest. I didn't always, Big Buck, I didn't always feel this way about Lady. And I have to be totally transparent in this moment. Big Buck, I was like everybody else. I was ready to crucify her. I did. I threw her under the bus. Everything there was to say about her being a piss poor mother, Big Buck, I said it, right? But that moment came after sitting through all of this and watching how all this played out. Big Buck, I had to come to a realization. Lady was a child, 13 years old, when she ran away. Now, you could say that was a runaway. She ran away from Annette's home to escape the abuse. She was out there, a child, with the role, living the role of a grown woman. Because we got to remember, when she ran away from Annette's house, she ran away pregnant. She was pregnant with Annette's husband's child. Annette, you a dirty bitch. Because until this very day, you still have not told Vari that not only are you his grandmother, bitch, but you're his stepmama. And all this child could say is, they told me my daddy dead. Well, hell, yes, he's dead. Annette, your husband dead. You should have told that child that. You are some sick, disgusting people. So I put myself in a position. Mocha, you don't know what it feels like to walk through trauma like that. Mocha, you don't know what it feels like to go through addictions like that. So I had to humble myself. I had to pray over it. I had to retract everything I said about Lady. Because I don't know what that lady's feeling. I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what it feels like to be numb, emotionless, and not present when you need it the most. But I own that because I wasn't always nice. But now I see it differently. Spicy said they probably told Jarvis that they weren't even selecting a jury because they had Annette, Shannon, and Marcus. They was going to testify against him. I could believe it. I could believe it. Absolutely, Tammy. They thought it would be over. It ain't. Tammy, look, this shit just started. All they did was ignited a whole new fire. Because now people could sit and replay this shit all over again. And as long as nobody has answers as to where's Naziah and why she's been gone so long, and that family ain't saying shit, this will be a forever conversation. Ron says, right, Mocha. Lady has to be away from any family influence, be it direct or indirect. Absolutely. Carla Henry said, Lady needs to be around positive people. Tony says, Mocha, you better talk your shit. Lady needs to move out of Detroit and start getting well from the addiction and press charges on Annette and her sisters. Hell to the yes. Who? I'm telling you, Lady got the world in her hands right now. The ball is in her court. All she got to do is dribble that bitch to the right corner and make shit happen. Absolutely. Addiction keeps secrets. That's how that stuff keeps its power. It operates in darkness. Absolutely. Absolutely. Think about it, Rod says. Who is lady going to trust with her story? She has to get in a situation with those that have recovered and walk her path. That part. That part. Who, Jesus, Jesus. Big Mama said, I've never prayed more for a child I've never seen than for Naziah and Kimani. This is heartbreaking. And that's what people don't understand, right? We don't have to personally be there in Detroit. We don't have to hold hands with that family. We don't have to be that family. They made us be a part of Naziah. They brought this to the internet. So now you mad at the world? Come on now, you can't be selective. You can't. Levesque said it's time for her to correct her mistakes. Our babies aren't sacrificed. In danger, her babies are sacrificed. One in danger, one gone. Get sober, lady. Whatever you need to do to get help for your addiction and fight for your baby. Take responsibility. Levesque is coming. We just got to keep praying. Y'all remember that song? Somebody prayed for me. Somebody prayed for me. Because think about it. We all have fallen short. We've all done things in life that we aren't proud of. We all in random streets. We done got ourselves caught up into some serious shit, situations that we thought we would never see. Wondering how the hell we got there. But then we walked away from it. And it was in that moment we realized somebody prayed for us. Wasn't always our own people. Prayer goes a long way. And I love that song. Somebody prayed for me. Had me on their mind, took the time and prayed for me. And that's what lady needs. Lady needs prayers. She don't have to know where they comes from. Because I've always been taught when prayers goes up, blessings come down. And if we send our prayers up for lady in this situation, lady is going to get the blessings that she deserves. Reach one, teach one. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. Oh, Lord. Big Buck said, we lived 3 houses from lady on Canton Street for years. We lived 3 houses down from lady on Canton Street for years. We were always together. Lady was 11 years old at the time. Everything was true about her trying to survive being a pretty girl until she went to work. She was indeed beautiful. She was indeed beautiful. Miss Jackson says, what if lady comes up missing? I don't want to think that. I think that could be one of the reasons why a lady is laying so low. I think that's why Lady is where she is, and she's not making herself visible to no family member, especially the gatekeeper. Didn't one of the family members say that's why they're afraid of Annette? Because she made people disappear? Absolutely. And I think that's why Lady is keeping her distance. I think that's why Lady has now cut all, according to the lady that allows Lady to take a bath, eat, and sleep. She said Lady has cut all communication off with her family. And that could be the blessing in disguise. We're just going to keep praying for Lady. Because I don't give a damn how much evil and darkness that Annette plays with. It will never, never override the power of God. So the gatekeeper could go sit her ass down with that one. Marty said, oh Lord, Marty said, Ms. Mocha, Bells, mods, and chat have freedom of speech and don't need money or clout. Sending your minion fools spying on good verbal content on keeping the Zion name alive and exposing y'all circus clowns. Marty, girl. Thank you. Callie says, Mocha, your voice, your heart and mind is beautiful. Thank you, Callie. Big Buck said something actually happened to Lady while she was at work. That's how she ended up losing Naziah. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Ruth Wise, welcome to the chat, my love. Big Mama said the children in that house would have had to hear what happened that night. Absolutely. But Big Mama, they were all scared of the gatekeeper. Big Mama, think about it. Let me highlight this. Big Mama. Let's think about it. For as long as that abuse had been going on in that house, right? Years and years and years of it. Something tells me those children could have said something long time ago. But they were taught. They were threatened not to say a goddamn thing. So those children lived in fear of what was said could happen to them if they said any damn thing. And look at how God works. The minute they got taken from that family, right? The minute those children got pulled out of that home, those children started singing like some little birds. So, Big Mama, I'm aware, and I do believe that those children heard a lot. I believe those children knew a lot. Huh? And only God knows what those children have revealed and Kim Worthy have not released to the public. And that's the way we have to look at it. Because I don't believe those kids didn't say a word. It's just in my heart and it's just my belief that those kids said everything there is to be said. I believe those kids said a lot. And the problem isn't that these kids aren't talking. The problem is Kim Worthy is not putting it out there. We got to call it for what it is. Tammy says people with any type of addiction always speak truth. High, especially while they're high. Absolutely. Patricia said, and I believe baby girl knew what was waiting when she got home. And that's why she wanted to see the school counselor. Possibly. Absolutely, Carla Henry Varvey too. Vari mama ran away as a child. Vari ran away. Then Nazaria is labeled as a runaway. Shit. Whew. Venetia said, Dre said, when Marquita got off work, she'd go straight to Mama Shrek house, then come home when they lived together. Absolutely. I'm telling you, the gatekeeper have them under control. Y'all sit up there, you ugly ass girls, and the gatekeeper determines what happens in your lives. The fuck? Absolutely, Miss Jackson. This is all the more reason for lady to pick herself up, dust herself off, get her life together, and tell her and her kids' story. Absolutely. We're going to pray for her. Absolutely. Whew. Big Mama said that's why I choose to adopt. So I can love and protect children who grew up in homes just like these. Thank God for you, Big Mama. Thank God for your loving heart. Because without adoptive parents like you, so many children would be lost in the system. So many children could be stuck with gatekeepers like Annette that don't give a damn about nothing but an income. My girl Marty said, lady need to talk to Debo. He know the script with that circus. He would help her tell a story. The good, the bad, the ugly. It would be her first step to healing and then exposing Annette for the devil she is. Absolutely. Absolutely. But she just needs to talk to somebody. She needs to talk to somebody. Levesque say, yeah, I'm praying, going up for strength. She can't fight for taking Annette down and keeping that son and her safe. Absolutely. That's who she got to pray for now. That's who she got to fight for right now. Herself first and her son later. Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson said if Debo knew all this, why did he protect his daughter more? Respectfully. Miss Jackson, I got to agree with you. Got to agree with you. Spicy said, lady knows what Annette is capable of doing. She's more than likely afraid for her life. And I can respect why she's staying away. Annette has them all living in fear. They done seen some things, and it's a shame. It's a goddamn shame that so many people done seen Annette in her darkest moment, ruin so many lives, and nobody, Annette done put that fear in them. Nobody wants to come to the front and call this hoe out for who she is and what she's done and the lives that she's destroyed. The fuck? Marty said, lady's a survivor. Even if she escaped reality through her addictions, she knew who her enemies were and how to stay far away to be safe and to let the streets be safer than the next house of motherfucking horrors. Oh, God damn, Marty. Marty, that was a word. You hear me? Marty, that was a fucking word. Man, y'all getting good content up in here. Hit the like button for those of you who have not hit that like button. Double tap those emojis to the right. Marty, I love that. Marty said, ladies, a survivor. Even if she escaped reality through her addiction, she knew who her enemies were. She also knew how to stay far and be safe. And she knew the streets was safer than Annette's house of motherfucking horrors. Marty, that part. That part. Good Lord. But we all crazy. Levesque said, I remember they said lady, and the dad gave up parental rights and custody of Naziah and Vari to Annette. We don't know the stipulations or contract, Levesque. Lady was so deep in her addiction. She was given an opportunity by CPS to get her kids back from Annette. Lady had to go through the program. She had to follow protocol. She had some classes to take. She didn't take the classes. She didn't take the classes. And Annette swooped in like an eagle. Dirty fucking grandma. Dirty bitch. Swooped in like an eagle. Went straight to the courts. Annette put child support on Lady. Annette put child support on Mervyn. It was all about money. So we need to ask Annette why she never put child support on somebody for Vari. Because Annette, who knew who Vari's daddy was. You should have put child support on your goddamn self, Annette. And let that money come out of your Social Security. Because you're the black widow, bitch. Every man you had done kicked the bucket. And you still destroying lives. Something has to be done with Annette. Every rotten tree, you got to dissolve the root. When you dissolve the root, new branches start. And that family need new branches. You get rid of the root, the rest of y'all might have a normal damn life and heal. But you can't. As long as that rotten ass tree with that dusty ass wig still exists. I'm covered said they destroyed Lady's bloodline. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tammy said she should sue if she could get a financial breakthrough. Sue DPD, the school, her mama, and them two big bucket head bitches. Absolutely. Absolutely. Roz says if she goes through the process, she has to have a sponsor. One addict helping another. It's coming. We're going to pray it in existence. It's coming. It's coming. Marty said Debo took his daughter and her brother, even though it's not his son. Courts don't rush paperwork. He did it legally. And if Debo mom tells him she want her to take her brother, get him away from Marcus, well, that happened. Big Buck said that house on Canton Street was the house of horrors. They did all that evil on the block. They did all that evil on a block that looked out for the kids. That's why the lady is taking care of Lady. Wow, Big Buck. Wow. And I believe what you're telling me. I believe what you're telling me. Because the lady that was telling her story, Big Buck, the lady said she had been knowing Lady since she was 11 years old. This is sad. This is so sad. You mean to tell me all these years people just let Annette, the gatekeeper, keep getting away with this shit? Tanya says, Mocha, lady has a lot to detox. Life with the spin mop, that part. Roz, you better say that shit. Roz said, yeah, but lots of recovered people who would support lady would not be afraid of the likes of a fucking Annette. Annette is a punk, preying on the weak. Because everybody ain't fucking weak. Hello? I wish the fuck I would. Annette is definitely a punk ass bitch. That she is. You sitting up here, you threw lady under the bus. Weak. You threw Jarvis under the bus. Weak. And then y'all like to prey on children. Come on now. Come the fuck on. Come on. Ruth, thank you so much, my love, for the Cash App, baby. Thank you and God bless you. Kamisha said, Mocha, I'm starting to believe that so say $7,000 was for Florentino. He was sold to the stink bug evangelist with his big booger looking ass. He needs to go down to girl, Kamisha. That $7,000 got a story behind it. And his big booger nose, like you said, he probably saying 7. Because he kind of slow. But that $7,000 is telling the story. We just got to figure it out. I am covered. She was the damn stepmama and a grandma. Kenyana Marie said Vari should have been receiving survivor's benefit from a deceased parent, but they wanted to, listen, they wanted to keep that a secret, Kenyana Marie. They don't want to tell Vari that Charles is his daddy. Charles is your fucking daddy, Vari. And Annette, you wrong for that shit. Oh, lady, I'm praying for you, lady. Lady, I am praying for you, baby, to get yourself together. And take everything that's in you, that God has blessed you with, that God has given you, because you look smart, you look educated. We know you're skilled, so you got a lot of common sense. Take what God gave you, lady, and apply it in such a way to where as you could shake the world, move heaven and earth for yours. And while you're doing so, get rid of that devil. Get rid of that demon, the gatekeeper. Lady, you will be the one that's holding the cards. You will be the one to get the last shuffle. You would be the one to do something with the gatekeeper. Absolutely, Carla Henry. That bothers me. The people on the block was too scared to do anything. Big Buck said lady lost her kids. All that's true. Her mistake was wanting to see her kids because she was adopted by Annette and knew. Big Buck just made me shut the fuck up. Let's talk about it. Big Buck said lady lost her kids. All that's true. Her mistake was wanting to see her kids because lady too was adopted by Annette. Lady was adopted. For those that called Mocha crazy, for those that said the family was covering up shit, hiding, and lying, for those, Mocha, shut up. Shut up. Shut up, Mocha. You ain't got to prove shit to nobody because I always said everything you said it was going to come back to you. And here it is. Big Buck said, Big Buck said, the fuck? Hey, lady was adopted by Annette. I said that a long time ago. Oh no. Oh no, that's Auntie Annette's bar. Get the fuck out of here. So lady knew what it felt like. But she thought she would be safe with Shannon. Well, ain't that some shit? And drag racing, you're absolutely right. And that's where Mocha got it from. But everybody kept saying, I ain't heard what I heard when 5% said what he said. 5% told us that lady was adopted by Annette. But then the family comes out here saying, oh no. She's her. How the hell lady could be Annette's biological child and all Annette goddamn children look like hee-haw rejects? Get the fuck out of here. Well, now listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. That's why Annette had no emotions. That's why Annette keep thing one and thing two close to her hip. Nazaria was not Annette's blood relative. Nazaria was truly a paycheck. Now y'all getting the picture? Look at lady. And look at them two bitches that look like they play on hee-haw. Look at Florentina. Lady, we praying for you, baby. We are praying for you. I need some elephants, some moose, some donkeys, some man, y'all go flood this chat with the zoo. Because that's who Annette children, Annette biologicals, zoo animals. Zoo animals. Flood the chat with the zoo. Carla Henry said, Mocha, you was spot on. Carla Henry, I called it, boo. But Mocha crazy. Keep calling me crazy. Keep calling me crazy. Keep calling me crazy. I love it. Sad when got some donkeys up in here, baby. Ooh, loud. Look. Ooh, loud. Ooh, loud. Kimberly Earl's got some cats, some gorillas, some monkeys, some big backs, some donkey. Y'all is crazy up in here. Benicia said, I said she was not Annette's biological daughter a long time ago. She's beautiful. Those donkeys and Florentino look like, I ain't gonna even say. Whoo, PJ, my girl. Hold up, I'm coming. Marty say, Vari daddy, in my opinion, is his granddaddy. Annette the grandma. Oh, Lord, hush my mouth. That clan got Uncle Daddy, Grandpa Daddy, and everybody daddy, Uncle Granddaddy. Cool wee when they go in with y'all. Marty said, y'all got Uncle Daddy, Grandpa Daddy, everybody daddy. Granddaddy. Marty said, ooh, wee. Ooh, Jesus. Ooh, lady girl. Sheena said, Big Buck, I knew Annette wasn't her real mother, stiff ass wig heifer. And again, Shannon, bitch, you did it. Rod said, that's right, Mocha. That's the crew of keeping sobriety. You have to help someone who is still suffering in the grips of the disease of addiction. Come on, lady. Oh, yes. We pulling for lady, baby. We pulling for lady. Natasha said, I said long time ago, that lady was not blood kin to Annette. That's why they treated her like that. And then Oompa Loompas were jealous of her. And look at them. They look like they eat people. Shannon and Marquita look like they eat people. I've never seen women with that many goddamn teeth. Y'all got a set of somebody else's teeth in y'all mouth. Y'all bad, overbite, big neck bitches. Big Mama said, I've been saying lady was an Annette child. She don't look like none of them. For Annette saying the Zaya family, call her tutor, but I call her glamorous. Who put her to work early? Patricia said, I always thought that. But the family said she was a birth child. PJ, look, them lies coming to the baby, them lies coming to roost, PJ. PJ say, wow, adopted. But let the extended family tell it, lady wasn't adopted. The lies. But they talk about me, PJ. Listen, I've accepted. I'm only talked about because I bring their truth to the fucking front of the class. Whoo, Jesus. Ain't this a bitch? Ron said, Mocha ain't crazy. This goddamn situation is crazy. And that's a fact. Look at this one here. Let's talk about it. Look at this one here. Look at this one. PJ say, PJ say, Annette, bring that spin mob here, bitch. Was Anisha adopted by you too? PJ, we got some homework to do, boo. PJ, we got some homework to do. Woo! Big Buck said same thing happened to lady, happened to Annette by her family. Strange but true. I get it, but Annette ain't had to do that shit to lady. I don't give a fuck about Annette at this point. I really don't. Because that old bitch knew better. You lived through chaos and confusion. Bitch, you should have fixed that. But I have a question. Right? You living with all this anger and hatred and animosity toward your mama and your daddy because they put you through this bullshit. Why you didn't take that shit out on your ugly daughters? Why you didn't take that out on them big ugly grim sisters? Why you did not take that out on them? Because Shannon and Marquita look like they play on the PJs. Why you didn't take that out on them? So that's what you adopt children to do, Annette? That's what you adopt children to do? Because I'm confused. I am truly confused. Because if you adopting children for shit like that, you should have left them where the hell they was. The hell? Miss Jackson said, I heard Debo's mom had custody of his daughter. She had no business with Marcus in the first place. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lebec said Annette seemed like a big bully. Wanted to be the madam, money hungry. As they say, bitch, time's up. Time's up. So now it's time for the Grimm sisters and the gatekeeper to face the justice, because they're going to face it. Benicia said Annette and all her litter looks just alike, and it's definitely not a good look. It's not a good look. Kamisha said, well, now, Mocha, that explains the hatred for Lady and her beautiful children. They around the farmhouse animals being hated because they're beautiful. Absolutely. 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 Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Guys, child, we had a time up in here tonight. I appreciate all y'all for pulling up on your girl. Baby, we're going to come back around the way with round 2 tomorrow night. Just make sure you have your notifications set. Those of you that's in the bushes, baby, I know you're tired. I know you're tired of sitting in the bushes, right? You ain't mad with Mocha. You mad with the content, because we deliver the way we deliver. Man, why don't you just go ahead on, hit the subscribe button, hop down on the porch, and come join this family. Those of you who have not hit the like button, on your way out that door, make sure you hit the like button for your girl. This live, share it out. Share it out. We're going to say good night. We're going to say God bless. I want to first of all say thank you to all of you all that hit that subscribe button and join the channel. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But I want us to get out of here tonight, flooding the chat. Nazaria, we love you, baby girl. Your voice still rings strong. And we're going to keep your voice alive on this porch. The porch light is going to stay on for a little bit. Replay gang, I see y'all before I see y'all. Make sure y'all leave a comment. I'm reading them all. Guys, I appreciate it. Look, a big buck. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, my love. Mocha, you're great. Thank you, big buck, and I love you. I love the information you brought to the channel. We're going to do this again. Part 2, we're coming tomorrow. We're going to come back tomorrow. Good night, everybody. God bless. And let's flood the chat.
We stand tall, we rise as one. No lapels, the work ain't done. No. Motivated from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is team full of truth and a chat full of cheer. Mocha in the seat, steady steering the ship. Every topic got depth, every comment got grip. We don't tear folks down, we just build them up. If you're moving off love, then you one of us. Know the pride in the room and the vibe so loud. Every bell in the check gon' rep that crowd. We stand tall, we rise as line. We protect what's right and we hold that line. It's the chat where the truth and the love collide, where the voices don't hide and the pain gets light. We see you, we feel you, we fight for the cause. Every kid, every tear, we break down walls. When you hear that bell, that's the call to act. We family now, and that's just facts. We stand tall, we rise as one. Know the bells, the work ain't done. Leading from the heart, never run. Truth and care are everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This one's for every voice we fight for and every child who needs to be heard. We see you, we feel you, we stand with the truth. This is the Nola Bells. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Stand tall with us. Join the family.
Good night, everyone. God bless. See you all tomorrow night, same time, same place.